1 year ago, neither of us really knew what we were doing. We walked into a local studio, had a single episode outline, and the hope that maybe, just maybe, someone out there would find the conversation helpful. Since then, we've recorded 51 episodes, interviewed incredible guests, covered everything from the Rule of 55 to George Costanza, survived technology issues, questionable wardrobe decisions, and sat through an entire episode where Logan did nothing but talk about bonds. Along the way, we've also learned something important. People care deeply about money. Not simply because they want more of it, but because they're trying to make wise decisions for their families, provide for the people they love, honor Christ, and avoid mistakes they'll regret years from now. And that's exactly why we started this show. So today isn't another lesson on Roth IRAs or bonds or estate planning. Instead, we're looking back on our first year together. We'll revisit some of our favorite moments and induct 5 financial ideas each into the very first Plan to Prosper Hall of Fame. Whether you've been here since the episode 1 or this is the first conversation you've ever joined, we're grateful you're here. Welcome to Plan to Prosper, where we exist to honor God by helping faithful servants steward their finances wisely and build wealth that endures for generations. All right, Logan, here we are, 1 year into Plan to Prosper.
1 quick year.
Yeah, it has gone by fast. As they say, the days are long, but the years are short. I think that's true.
Yeah, seems like it.
And today is just going to be kind of a look back episode. You know, like the end of, I mentioned George Costanza in the opening, the like final episode where they kind of do that like clip show with that Green Day song. And
the first 30 minutes or whatever was just like clips.
Yeah.
Or that's what it felt like.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing here today, basically. Yeah. Not really. We're not going to actually play old clips, but we're just going to talk about our first year. And
it always felt like a cheat. Like I was getting ripped off.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, because it's not a new episode. It's just you're just kind of rewatching old stuff. But I also still have a soft spot in my heart for it. I still kind of like it. So that's why we're doing what we're doing today. And that's just a quick look back on our first year as a podcast. Hopefully many more years to come. But for now, we're going to just look back. And we're going to start today by looking at some Plan to Prosper superlatives. And we're each going to give our answers for each of these categories. And we'll see if we have any commonalities, or if we're going to differ on everything.
All right, so let's do it.
We're going to start with favorite guest. We've had a few. Logan, who was your favorite guest that we had on the show this year?
I want to hear yours first.
All right, I'll go first. There was a lot to choose from. Well, not a lot, but the ones to choose from were all good.
Yeah.
I have to say that from the beginning. I don't want any of our guests to be listening. I don't know that they would be and be like, wow, he didn't choose me. But I'm going to go with Adam Robles because we talk a lot about managing your money. We talk a lot about how to best use your finances, but we don't often talk about how to make money in the first place. And I feel like that was a really helpful episode for somebody that might be looking for a job, how to navigate the job market, what are some tips and tricks for interviewing well and standing out as a candidate. We're not like consultants for job hunters. We're not recruiters. That's not our thing at all. But he is, and he was a really helpful guest to talk about that kind of thing. How to potentially make more money as a worker.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with Bob Dahl.
Yeah.
I like interacting with people in person, so I appreciated that. And both have the CFA background. He's been somebody that I've kind of looked up to for a while as like a guy in the finance industry that I like to emulate. And it was a good, fun conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think Eagle Ventures got to get the honorable mention.
For sure. Wes and Vip were great.
Yeah. The only issue with that one was, which we might talk about later, technology.
Right. Yeah, it was a tough conversation to have, but it was a great conversation ultimately.
Yeah.
You weren't here for it, but I had Jason Lawler on, which was a really good conversation on generosity. We've had Chris Lehner on to talk about insurance stuff. Your dad's been on. We've had some good guests.
Yeah.
So that's great. Next one is, what was your favorite episode?
I think the Seinfeld episode.
Okay.
I got some things wrong.
Yeah.
But it was just a fun way to think about finances and also a fun topic and make something sophisticated seem more relatable to people.
Yeah. That's funny you say that because my favorite episode is another one where we kind of dove into a sitcom, and that was the top 10 dumbest things you can do with your money, where we basically just looked at things that Michael Scott did from The Office. And that was a lot of fun. It's just kind of a silly, goofy way to break up what we do on a week-to-week basis with reminding people, like most people have probably watched Seinfeld and or The Office, and so they might remember those moments and go, oh yeah, what a terrible idea that is. So those are some pretty fun episodes. And the fact that we both used each of those tells me that we should maybe do more of that.
What other show would we do?
We'll think of something.
King of Queens.
Love King of Queens.
You got to pull some things out of Doug.
Yeah. I have mentioned him on the podcast at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those aren't necessarily our best episodes. They were just the most fun to do, probably.
Yeah.
What was the hardest episode? So not necessarily from like wow, this was just a difficult conversation, but maybe the most prep work, or what's your hardest episode that we had to do?
Definitely one of the financial crimes ones.
Yeah.
Probably the first one. Probably. I can't really think of the differentiation, but I was listening to like 6-episode mini-series podcasts on each of those things, and just living that like throughout the whole week and looking into each of the characters. So it was definitely took a lot of prep, but also just something that's cool to look into and think about and talk about.
Yeah. Yep. So we have the same answer for that one. It was the financial crimes episodes. Those were by far the most research intensive. Like you, I was listening to podcasts in the gym while doing chores around the house, around the clock that whole week prior. And we got through the first episode and we couldn't even cover everything that we wanted to. So we had to do a second part, and we did. So 2 weeks in a row of financial crimes and just heavy research. Not that we don't, we prep for every episode, but those were the most intensive prep work episodes that we had.
Yeah, because it's not stuff that we talk about in our day-to-day job lives.
Yeah. Yeah, so it required a little bit more new information that we don't typically utilize on a day-to-day basis.
As you had talked about in the opener, though, I felt like the Bond one was the hardest to simplify for people.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I used jargon too much.
Did you?
I don't know. I don't think I went back and listened to that one, but
I don't recall, but I thought my recollection of the time is that it was good. What was the funniest recording moment?
I mean, probably last week when you kicked the sign.
Yeah.
Probably that. There have been things that people hopefully maybe haven't noticed, like when I've walked in with spills on my shirt.
Those are funny. I've pointed that out before, though. The second time you did it, I was like, we have to talk about this.
True.
Yeah, mine was when I kicked over the sign, and that was just last week. So go back and listen to that episode. As you can see, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you might not understand. You probably heard it, but when I cross my legs like this, my foot is dangerously close to this beautiful Plan to Prosper sign.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it
right behind.
I'm going to do it again too, and I kicked it right on over. But I learned my lesson. Now I know.
We'll see.
All right, biggest recording fail.
Wait! Before you get there,
please.
There was you got a couple little things in here. Did you think of anything for unexpected rabbit trail?
We've gone on a lot of unexpected rabbit trails. I
can think of one in particular.
All right, let you go.
You explained the whole competition between Blu-ray and whatever the other one was.
Oh, HD DVD, yeah.
Yeah, yep. That was unexpected.
I don't even remember what that episode was.
We were talking about like biggest market downturns.
Oh, really?
I think, yeah.
That's wild. How did that come up?
I don't remember.
I don't either. It sounds fascinating though. I actually didn't think about that part of the question. I was mostly just answering the funniest moments, but unexpected rabbit trails. Yeah, I don't have anything off the top of my head. We've definitely done it.
You didn't do your research.
We talked about like me skydiving a couple weeks ago.
True.
That I didn't expect. I actually just watched that video because I have a video of it with the
Really?
Yeah.
Like of you in the air?
Yeah.
Wow.
With the family like 2 nights ago because they'd never seen it. And it was they got a kick out of it.
Did you look terrified?
No, I was having a good time. The craziest part of that story, now that we're on it, so you jump with a professional skydiver, right?
Yeah.
You're
like attached to your back,
Yeah,
right?
you're harnessed in with this professional because you're not allowed to do it first time. You know, you need a professional to do it.
Don't you need to go like 10 times or something before you
something like that? You need a lot of experience. 3 years after I did it, the guy that I jumped with, his name is, maybe I shouldn't say his name. He was jumping with a first-time skydiver, and there was a malfunction on his parachute, and he crashed. And they both miraculously survived. They got horrifically injured. But it was the guy that I jumped with.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's part of the reason why I would never do it again. But
did they like crash into something soft? Like how did they?
They crashed into an elementary school field up in Percy.
Was there any parachute? Like, did they just?
I think the drag chute must have gone out at the bare minimum because that's how you like stabilize,
Okay.
and it helps slow you down a little bit. Something else must have happened because I don't think you could survive if they just hit at terminal velocity.
Oh.
But nevertheless, like it was really bad, and they both got horrifically injured. So it's just
I was
a little
never
part
tempted, but you just made me.
a little part of my
even more
story.
tempted.
The guy that did it with, like, it would be one thing if it was just like, oh wow, that's the place that I did it, but it was the actual guy that I jumped with, the guy that had my life in his hands, with another poor first time skydiver. Didn't go so well.
It was a first timer.
Yeah, just a guy just like me. 3 years later.
Oh,
It's terrible. Anyway, there's a rabbit trail. That's my example of an unexpected rabbit trail. I was talking about that again.
yeah.
All right.
That was a pretty good one.
Biggest recording fail. I bet we're gonna have the same one here, because it's only there's only two examples that I can think of where there was a recording fail. But what's your answer?
Now I am questioning, but I'm gonna say the week that we were on Thanksgiving, and I did my solo episode.
Oh.
I went back and looked, and I've got like this nice hoodie that I wear.
Yeah.
And I did it in that. And it looks like, on the video, it looks like pajamas.
Yeah.
It's awful.
We're going to get to that in a minute. My biggest recording fail was the conversation with Eagle Venture guys was just a difficult thing to get through. We had a real difficult time technologically. With a lot of like buffering and freezing, and it was difficult to hear their answers. But the audio turned out great.
Yeah.
The conversation, you would never know it, and when you listen to it, it looks and sounds phenomenal. But
people are confused at the end when you're like, "Oh, sorry for the technical difficulties."
Like while we were recording it, it was a real challenge for whatever reason. I don't know if it was an issue on their end or on our end, but it was difficult, and it was a tough episode to get through. But the episode turned out ultimately pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I've been thinking about doing this for a little while because once I started seeing some of these comments on YouTube, I couldn't help but think, man, we got to do something with this. Jimmy Kimmel famously has a segment on his show called Celebrities Read Mean Tweets. We are not celebrities, nor are these tweets, but we've had some mean comments on some of our YouTube videos.
I think we're celebrities now.
We might be. And so today we're going to read those comments. Meanest or funniest. They're not all mean, but some of them are. And so we're going to go ahead and read them. I want you to start with our first, Ronnie Silts, 9357. What did he say?
All right, Ronnie. He says, to anyone who may stumble onto this video somehow, please do not take advice for finance from YouTubers. 99.99% have no idea what they're talking about.
That is harsh.
What video was this? Do you know?
I think it was when we were talking about, I think it's one of our shorts where we were talking about how much money you need for retirement, and how I think I mentioned how like $1 million often is kind of a benchmark that a lot of people shoot for. Like, I'm going to become a millionaire. And once I have $1 million, I'm a millionaire technically. And I just used kind of the 4% rule as an example of, you know, if you go by that rule, which we don't necessarily do that at our firm, but just for the exercise, that's $40,000 a year that you would be living off of in retirement. Now, that's just from your portfolio, not from Social Security or potentially any other income sources that you might still have in retirement. But if you're just living off your portfolio of $1 million and that's it, $40,000, think about that in your own life. Could you live off of that? It might not be enough. That's all I said. And the guy's like, you guys are stupid.
Well, Ronnie, you didn't do your research. I've got a CFA. We both got Series 65. You got your FPQP.
That's right.
So not just random YouTubers.
That's right. All right. The next one is Earl's Pearls says, I really hate random morons giving financial advice who clearly have no clue. Now, to be fair, I don't have the full context of the conversation.
do you know which one this was?
I know. I should have looked up. I don't remember which one. I think these were similar. It might have even been on that same video. For whatever reason, that one just
they really don't like you.
Yeah, went a little viral. It's crazy, but Earl's Pearls. Listen, just you don't have to. We're out here putting ourselves out there. We're trying to be helpful, and you're just sitting behind a computer being mean, like
random morons.
Yeah. Why do
You're a random moron.
Why are they so mean? I don't understand it. All right, what's the next one?
Federico Arbeles? I don't know. You know he's legit finance guy because he has a Patagonia vest. That's definitely describing you.
I appreciated that one. I may not have a CFA, but I have the vest. I should have worn it today.
You look the part better than me.
It's too hot for that today, but it'll come back in the fall. Yeah. Honestly, I only have it I get that it's like a kind of a associated with finance, that it's almost a meme at this point. Like, it's a finance guy because he's wearing the vest or whatever, but it's legitimately comfortable. I like wearing layers, especially in the colder months. So I'm not going to apologize for it. I'll keep wearing it. I might get another one.
Do you ever watch Johnny Hillbrandt?
No.
PE guy?
No.
Oh, he's awesome. He tries to it's a satire Instagram where he makes fun of private equity guys.
Oh, okay.
He's always like wearing the vest and
yep.
Just talking about like all the money he has and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a thing, and I recognize it. I'm not oblivious to that fact, but I'm still going to wear it because I like it. All right, I'm going to take these next two because they go together. Manuel Azevedo 7266 says, no offense, but Logan sounds like he spent all of 2 minutes studying Bitcoin. I won't claim to be the most knowledgeable, but I do know quite a bit. His takes are so completely short-sighted, it's not even funny. Honestly, can't believe this debate is posted on YouTube. This is comparable to me debating someone on quantum physics, a subject I know nothing about. And then William IRA Wood IV says, Logan is intelligent enough to realize Bitcoin is worthless. It has no utility in the physical world.
That first comment, well, probably both comments, were made when Bitcoin was at like 125. Mm-hmm. And all I have to say is, where is it now?
Where is it now?
It's like 64,
yeah,
63,
I thought it was in
64.
the 60s. Yeah. Well,
So Manuela, get out of here. Hope you're crying your Bitcoin losses right now.
He probably is. Yeah, he put debate in scare quotes. Honestly, can't believe this debate is posted on YouTube. It wasn't really a debate. I mean, it was just the three of us talking about Bitcoin. But yeah, you had some supporters and detractors all in one with that video. So if you want to get in on this, just comment on our YouTube videos. We'll see it and you can call us out, be mean to us if you want, and we'll read it on the podcast because it's kind of fun. Or you could be nice to us, like a normal human being.
Yeah.
The internet just allows you to say the worst things because you can just hide. Like you would never say that stuff to a person in the real world. At least I hope you wouldn't. Like if you just ran into somebody on the street, you wouldn't just start calling them a random moron.
With the exception of Earl's Pearls, though, I think all these people might have real names.
Yeah, well, that's why I kept it in there and wanted to read them. I don't care. We can dox them.
Yeah,
because they were mean to us.
Yeah.
So
Manuel might have even put his birth date in there.
Oh yeah, July 2nd, 1966.
Same with Ronnie Siltz.
Maybe.
Although that seems a little old.
Those are old guys. Yeah.
Mean tweeting.
Whatever. All right, we have one final superlative that you don't know about.
Yeah.
And
this one's been giving me anxiety.
Is it? Well, I went and did an audit of every single episode, and I wanted to see. What?
I think I know what you're going to say, and I did this on purpose today.
Okay. What was your most worn shirt on the podcast? Did you know? Is that what
This one.
It's so funny that you wore that today because it was actually a 5-way tie going into
5-way.
You've worn 5 shirts 4 times each until this morning, and this shirt has now taken the lead with 5 times. Your dark gray patterned polo, as I like to call it. There's 4 others that now are tied for second place.
Can I guess?
Yeah, let's see if you can figure it out.
Stonewall, the pinkish Stonewall.
Pink polo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
The Eagles quarter zip.
That's one of them. Which one though? You have 2.
Both.
No.
I don't know, the one without the newer, not the retro
Logo?
Yeah.
No, the other way around. You wear the retro logo more.
Okay.
You've worn that one 4 times. I think you only wore the modern logo one twice, if I recall. I don't have that in front of me. All right, so you got those 2. There's 2 others.
Philly Cricket Club.
Which one's that? What color is it?
It's blue with like the Indian.
No.
The white one, like this one.
Mm-mm.
White button down.
Nope.
Blue button down.
Yes, it's like a teal button-down dress shirt. Like
Okay.
That you've worn that one 4 times.
And then a red button down.
Nope.
There's one more, right?
One more.
I don't know.
You've got this like light green polo.
Oh yeah.
You've worn that one a bunch.
I like that one because it kind of matches our Stonecrop themed green.
What's funny is I actually expected this to come out like that you just wore the same stuff over and over and over again. But I have a couple examples of stuff that I've worn 5 times. I just did a quick audit of my own. So you've mixed it up even more than I have. And because I think about it every Thursday when we go to record, when I'm getting dressed, I'm like, what did I wear last week? What have I worn the past few weeks? I don't want to wear the same thing every single time. So I have to and I don't have like an extensive wardrobe or anything. I'm just I just try not to do the same thing. But I remember.
What are yours?
What are mine? What?
What do you wear most?
There's this blue, bluish gray button-down shirt that I've worn.
Short sleeve?
No, it's long sleeve that I've worn the most. I didn't count with the exception of that Eagles quarter zip, outer layer stuff, that. I've probably worn that Patagonia vest the most, if I had to guess.
Okay.
I have this dark green button-down shirt that I think I've worn 5 times. Yeah. So now I'm being more mindful of it even more than I was before. But the shirt you're wearing this morning is now the official winner, the most worn shirt on Plan to Prosper.
I wore it because I think I wore it 3 times in the first 7 episodes or something.
That's what made me. I had this exercise in mind for a long time, but I think I might have mentioned that to you, and you've since mixed it up more.
Yeah.
And so you end up with a more diverse wardrobe than I realized. I was really hoping that, because I haven't been paying attention at all when I went through it. I was really hoping that there would be one shirt that you've worn 15 times. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but it was still fun to do it. So good job. You broke the tie this morning.
That's what you do at work all day.
Yeah, true. Just look at our old episodes. All right. Moving on.
All right. You wanted to cut something out.
I cut it out.
I edited it.
All right. The reason I cut it out, so we had a middle segment here.
I think there's some funny stuff in here.
Well, here's the reason why. Let me explain.
Okay.
There was a middle section here called ChatGPT roasts our first year, where I had AI. I actually used Claude for this, not ChatGPT, but review our podcast and just mildly roast us. It was the reason I don't like it is because AI is just going to do whatever you want it to do. So it doesn't feel super like a genuine roast. And because we also just read actual roasts from real mean people, I felt like it was redundant. And then it was just we had AI give us some roasty feedback on our, but it's not real. It was just curated by AI. So I decided to cut it out. But if you want to do something with it, feel free.
All right. So there were a couple of decent hits. I liked the first off, Logan and Dalton. Sometimes Jake shows up like he's the substitute teacher. That was pretty good.
True.
Have that very specific, we work in wealth management, but also lead a small group Bible study energy. I liked that.
That's also true.
And then it says, bro, I just wanted to know about my Roth IRA. And then, based on what you just talked about, says the wardrobe. It's the same 3/4 zips in rotation, muted earth tones, and bright studio lighting.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't think I was part of this one, but it said also the recurring bit where they time travel. Recurring.
We did it once.
Yeah. There's a whole episode where they go back to 1926 to see if you survived the Great Depression. Sir, this is a financial podcast, not Quantum Leap. That was pretty good. 10 out of 10 concept. Would recommend to my uncle who forwards me Dave Ramsey clips unprompted. It's pretty good.
All right.
So there was a little bit. I mean, it was much longer, and most of it was like, but a couple good shots there.
Sure. I mostly just now I want to see more people roasting us. Like as much as I am bothered a little bit by these comments that are so mean because it's just like it feels so unwarranted. It makes for pretty good content.
I'm not bothered at all. It like drives me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like what bothers me is that you don't really get the chance to defend yourself. You can't be like, hey, I am not a moron.
You comment.
I guess I could. Maybe I will. Under my like burner account. And this guy's not a moron. He's actually quite brilliant.
Smash bales.
It's not me.
I don't know. I have my suspicions.
Nobody's going to know what you're talking about. All right. Next segment. The Plan to Prosper Hall of Fame. So we've got 5 things that we want to put into the Plan to Prosper Hall of Fame. Five pieces of financial advice that we've given on the podcast in the past year. We each have 5. And why does it belong on this list? What did you enjoy talking about the most? Things like that. So we'll just kind of go back and forth. I'll start, unless you want to start.
You can start.
All right. The first one was from our major purchases episode. I really enjoyed putting together some rules for buying cars. And we didn't like totally agree 100% necessarily on it. And it's not these aren't hard and fast rules. And again, as we have to say in every episode, this is just very generic advice. This isn't personal financial advice. So nothing that we ever say on the podcast should be taken as like, I have to do this. But I thought it was helpful, kind of a quick framework to think about your car buying in 3 categories. Brand new cars, used cars, but they're under 60,000 miles, so they're still pretty fresh, and then used cars over 60,000 miles. I use 60,000 because I feel like it's kind of a good midway point. You could have maybe gone a little bit higher than that because cars can go well beyond 100,000 these days. That used to be kind of like what would be considered maybe the end of a car's life, but
60 would?
No, 100.
Oh.
Like once you cross that 100,000, it's like, boy, that's an old car.
I'm at like 155 right now.
Yeah. I mean, I bought a car at 125 last year. So anyway, so the rules were if you're buying it brand new, don't go over 5 years on the term length if you're financing it, and make sure the payment is around 5% or less of your gross income. And then those numbers just kind of change a little bit as you get to more used cars. So a used car that's under 60,000 miles, the term can be 3 to 4 years. Really shouldn't go more than that. And your payment should be at or less than 6% of your gross income. And then for used cars over 60,000 miles, the term should be 3 years, no more than that. And the payment should be no more than 7% of your gross income. You can go back and listen to that episode to kind of hear why I gave some of those numbers and the reason why the payment can go up from there, because you're decreasing the term length on one hand, and you're also probably buying a cheaper car on the other hand. So there's reasons for it, but yeah, I thought that was I liked putting that together. I hope it was helpful. I find it helpful when thinking about potentially buying a car in my own life.
Yeah, that was good. You took this a little more seriously than I did. Not more seriously, but you just had a much longer explanation.
That's going to be the longest one I have. So,
all right. In the spirit of ChatGPTs, we're finance bros also leading a Bible study. I liked I feel like we touched on it a few times, but none of this, your body, your family, and your finances, none of it's yours. God is entrusting all of it to you, and we just have to be good stewards of it.
Very, very true. Well said. My next one was the episode where we did When Good Days Follow Bad Days, about market timing, that you can't do it. Can't time the market, nor should you try, because you don't want to panic when the market drops. You don't want to try to get out at the right time, get in at the right time. Just keep buying, stay the course, don't panic, and everything will be fine.
maybe Manuela should listen to this episode or should listen to that advice and get out of Bitcoin.
True.
My number 2 was be productive with the resources God has entrusted to you, and talking about the talents and the slothful and what is it? Slothful and slothful and
Wicked and lazy.
Wicked and slothful. Who just does nothing with his talent. And so yeah, we are to be productive with our resources.
So true, King. Number 3, the episode where we did how to become a millionaire at any income. I just had a fun time putting this one together and looking at. We had 4 income tiers that episode where we looked at somebody that makes $200,000 a year, $150,000 a year, $100,000 a year, and $50,000 a year. So covering a pretty good range of what you might expect for your average American working. And then 3 savings rates for each of those. So you either save 25%, 15%, and 5%. And how long does it take in each of those situations to reach $1 million in your portfolio? And I just found it shouldn't be that surprising, but the $50,000 earner, somebody that just is making $50,000 a year, but saving 25% of their income, is going to get to $1 million faster than somebody earning $200,000, but only saving 5% of their income.
Yeah, that is an interesting bit. A surprising bit. Number 3. We're on number 3.
Yeah.
Your finances should align with your purpose.
Yes.
In life, and you shouldn't just be trying to amass for amassing's sake, for looking good and being the millionaire, billionaire, just hoarder. But make sure that if you are amassing, you're still aligning that with your purpose.
Yes. Number 4, I enjoyed our episode of The Great Balancing Act, where we talked through the 5 things you can do with your money, and that being wise with your money isn't just about nailing one thing like your investments. It's about balance across all 5 categories and recognizing that some seasons might require more lean in one direction over the other. But whether it's giving, saving, spending, protecting, or investing, we want to make sure we're doing all of those things in proper balance for a healthy financial life.
Yeah. I like the improper balance. My number 4 was as simple as what you invest in matters. So yeah, make sure you know what you're investing in, and you know what you're not investing in.
Yeah. And number 5, my final Hall of Fame entry is don't be like George Costanza.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's my number 5.
Is it really?
Yeah. It says don't be George Costanza.
That's hilarious. Can't hold down a job. He's lazy. He's a schemer. Morally questionable. There's nothing worth emulating there except for the fact that he's kind of funny.
Yeah,
You're allowed to be funny.
We did not plan that.
That's funny. Now I want to go back and watch Seinfeld because we were in line there's this bakery. I've actually also talked about this bakery on the pod before, Pandemonium in Downingtown.
I still haven't been.
So we went this past weekend with the kids and we were waiting in line, and the lady in front of us turned around and she goes, "Have you guys been here before?" And we were like, "Yeah." And she was like, "How does it work?" She's like, I'm nervous that do you get to see the stuff before you order it, or do you just have to know what you're ordering ahead of time? Is it like the soup Nazi? And I laughed and I said, no, you'll get to see it all. And I turned to my wife and I said, did you understand that reference? She goes, "No, I have no idea." She's never seen Seinfeld. So I was like, we're gonna have to put that on the list to work our way through at some point.
Is there an easy way to stream that?
Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a Netflix subscription. We also talked about Netflix subscriptions recently.
Yeah.
They're apparently way more expensive than I realized, but I might have to get on it just so we can watch Seinfeld.
I thought I was going to need to bite the bullet and pay for a month of it with the stupid home run derby being only on Netflix the other night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I ended up finding a way to get in.
You can't be admitting to illegal activity on the podcast, Logan.
It's not illegal if people allow things.
Okay. All right. Now, to wrap things up, this is a question that I'm curious about. It might be good if the answer is nothing, but I'm curious because I have somewhat of an answer for this. What's one financial opinion you, Logan, have changed your mind on over the past year, if any, as we've had these conversations?
I could only think of one thing that I was pretty against, but that you've talked me out of
Okay.
a little bit. I haven't started it in my own life or anything, but I can see a purpose, and it's the sinking fund.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Love sinking funds.
I'm still not doing it, but I don't think it's as dumb as I did before we filmed that
It's
episode.
not dumb. It's just more work, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to love this one. It's no surprise. There's a particular account that I love talking about and have a deep affection for, and that is the health savings account in HSA. I have been so bullish on it that it's like, get max that out at all costs and like let that thing grow. I think I've changed my opinion on that slightly in that it's not a very good legacy account. And so it's not a good account to die with a huge amount in there. So it makes it difficult to figure out the right approach to getting to retirement with it. But nevertheless, like you're going to have plenty of medical costs in retirement. You're not going to get people don't generally get increasingly healthy as they get older. Issues come up. So I think you still want to have a good HSA through retirement, but you don't want to be so overloaded in it that you actually like can't spend it down. Like it's just like, I have too much in here. You don't really, in that case, you really do want to die with nothing in that account in particular.
Do you know what happens to it?
I think it turns into like a regular IRA, and then everything that you withdraw is withdrawn as ordinary income.
Okay.
I think. I want to double check that, but it's something like that. It's not going to be treated like it is when you're alive. It's going to introduce some new things that I think you want to empty that account by the time you pass away.
I never thought I would hear you talk badly about an HSA.
I'm not talking badly about it. I'm just saying.
Oh, it sounds pretty bad.
I was just saying I was so like get as much money in there as possible. It's incredible, but I realized you actually could very realistically overfund this account, and but at the same time, you might not, because if you're like me and my family, we have our own medical expenses and things that with little kids you got to get medicine and stuff during cold and flu season or whatever. So you just use the HSA a lot. You take them to the doctor, blah 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 blah. And we use ours probably more than we should. And so ours tends to we put money in and we take it right back out.
Yeah. Chiropractor.
Dude, I want to go right now.
I don't think I have any chiropractors that listen to this, but the neck thing bothers me.
Dude, I'm sitting here with the temptation to try to crack my neck because it feels so good.
No, it feels awful. It makes me think I'm going to die. It's just the worst practice ever.
Whatever. Do you have anything else that you want to say as we wrap up our first year of Plan to Prosper?
All I want to say is I want to continue to point out to Manuela that Bitcoin is at 60 something.
Okay. You need to go find this comment and you need to go hound this guy.
Yeah. Manuela, is that a guy?
You said that this doesn't bother you, these comments, it just drives you, but it sounds like you are very much, you want this guy to suffer.
It doesn't bother me, but I love that it's at 60 whatever, because this.
Yeah, but it could go to 200 and then he could do the same thing to you. So I would play your cards a little bit more subtly.
Nope, I'm right. Manuela, though, do you think that's a man or a woman?
Is it Manuela?
I don't know. The A makes me question. Or is it Manuel?
Manuel Azevedo.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never heard of the name Manuela. Is that a name? I assumed it was Manuel.
It probably is.
Azevedo.
Yeah, Zevedo would be weird. Yeah.
Or maybe it's Manuel A. Zevedo.
Probably man.
Anyway. All right. Well, is this our last episode ever? Or are we going to keep going for another year?
What are you talking about?
We're going?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
we're going.
Tune in again next week. I wasn't sure if this was just a year and we have a canon of episodes and then we just wrap it up.
You put this outline together and at the bottom you say, here's to year 2.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I wanted to throw it out there to you. See if I just wanted to make sure you were still on board.
What would you have done if I said, nah, we're done?
I would say, thanks for tuning in. Tune in again Go back to episode 1 and start over again. That's all you got.
Wow.
I mean, that's what you have to do with Seinfeld. There's no new episodes. You got to just go back and watch the old ones.
Yeah, but they did 10 years.
Okay, so we got to do 10 years before we can quit.
And Seinfeld wanted to go out on top. They probably could have done 20 years without getting canceled.
Like The Simpsons. Dude, I am such a big fan of The Simpsons.
Didn't that start in like 89?
Yeah. I think it's the longest running show on TV, and it is just so unfunny. I mean, I don't watch it anymore.
Unfunny?
Like today, the new episodes.
Oh.
I don't watch them because I don't want to. But the old stuff is so good. It's so good. It's so fun. It's some of the funniest stuff you'll ever see.
I don't think I've ever watched a full episode.
You're kidding me.
No.
That's messed up. It's legitimate. That's why you're not that funny. I think that's part.
Whoa.
The real ones know that a good sense of humor comes from binging early seasons of The Simpsons, Adam Sandler movies, and that might just be it. That might be all you need to be funny.
I was never allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Neither was I until one day I just randomly was like, hey, can I watch it? And my parents said yes. And so I just became obsessed with it then.
I think the first 18 years I was under their roof. They were like, nope.
Wow. Well, do yourself a favor and watch some episodes because it's great.
Maybe I'll be funnier in year 2.
That's the goal. All right. I think that's all we have for today.
Sounds good.
Thanks for tuning in for the past year, if anybody has. At least thanks for tuning in today, if you're still here with us. And tune in again next week for another episode. God bless.
God bless.
Investment advisory services offered through Stonecrop Wealth Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. This material is intended for informational purposes only.